All right, welcome to this explainer. Today we're tearing down the illusion of fake confidence. We're going to figure out what true certainty actually looks like and why fake confidence is absolutely everywhere. Let's dive right in.
So picture this. Have you ever met someone who acts incredibly confident, but you just get this sneaking suspicion that, deep down, they're actually terrified? You know the type. The person completely dominating the meeting, never letting anyone else get a word in edgewise. Today, we're exploring exactly why their behavior isn't really what it seems, because confidence is rarely what it appears to be on the surface. Part 1. The Confidence Myth.
Most of us are walking around believing a massive myth. We kind of just assume that confidence means having zero fear. Like if you're confident, you never feel self-doubt, right? Well, actually, scratch that. Psychology tells us a completely different story. Real confidence isn't the absence of fear at all. It is simply the choice to take action even when you are absolutely terrified. It's a choice, not a feeling. Getting a handle on this single distinction changes everything about how we approach our goals.
Which brings us to part 2, the psychology of overcompensation. We've all seen it. That person at the networking event who just talks over everyone else, making sure all eyes are constantly on them. But here's the thing. The loudest person in the room is rarely the strongest. Often, that dominating, aggressive presence is actually a desperate attempt to mask some really deep-seated insecurities. They're basically wearing a mask of certainty just to hide the fact that they're scared. Psychologists actually have a name for this. It's called compensatory behavior. Basically, it's the act of exaggerating your own confidence to hide your insecurities and protect yourself from being rejected. People puff themselves up and act invincible because they are fundamentally terrified of being seen as vulnerable. They overcompensate. It's a total game changer once you realize this, because suddenly you stop seeing overly dominant people as threats and start seeing the underlying defense mechanisms at play. When you look beneath the surface, the dynamic is fascinating. That desperate need for constant attention, it's usually just masking a huge fear of being ignored. And when someone is trying way too hard to appear absolutely perfect, it's almost always driven by a terrifying fear of being judged. The loud outer mask you see is just a direct reaction to that intense inner anxiety. So let's look at part 3, what true confidence is. Think about the people you actually admire most. I bet they have this quiet, calm demeanor about them. Truly confident people listen way more than they speak. They don't go around chasing validation, and they certainly don't demand an audience just to prove themselves. Why? Because they already know exactly who they are. They are deeply secure in their own identity, so they have no need to loudly broadcast it to the world. True certainty is remarkably quiet. Moving right along to part 4. Action creates real confidence. Okay. Here is a massive trap almost all of us fall into. We tell ourselves we need to feel confident before we can take action. I'll make that career leap once I feel totally ready. But psychological reality demands the exact opposite approach. The greatest mistake you can make is believing confidence comes first. If you wait until you feel perfectly confident, you are literally going to be waiting forever. Here's how the true confidence loop actually works in real life. Step 1. You face a challenge. Step 2, you take action despite being afraid. And step 3, your brain literally learns that you are way stronger than you thought. Every single time you push through a tough conversation or overcome a fear, you are physically teaching your brain its own strength. Action doesn't follow confidence, it generates it. Which leads us to this inescapable truth. Confidence is just not built in moments of comfort. It just isn't. It's built every single time you do something that scares you. You literally have to step out of your comfort zone, because taking action in the face of fear is the absolute only environment where real, lasting confidence is forged. Comfort breeds complacency, but intentional discomfort, that breeds true certainty.
So, the biggest takeaway from this explainer is incredibly simple. Stop waiting to feel confident. Take the first step, and the confidence will follow. We've seen today that the loud, fearless persona is usually just a myth hiding insecurities, and that real confidence is quiet, built exclusively through brave action. So I want to leave you with this thought. What is one terrifying first step you're going to take today? Not because you feel ready, but exactly because you want to build the confidence that comes next.